I mean, your tomatoes will do it too. It'll just burn them. You can see the tomatoes over here. They're just burnt from the sun.
Like some shade cloth or something?
Yeah, and they've even done tests in Las Vegas where they would grow their whole garden under shade cloth, you know, that's supported above the garden. And they found that because the plants weren't so stressed out, they were able to produce better. So yeah, I mean, it can be beneficial. It's just, well, how do you do it, you know? So, and you can set it up so it would work well. I mean, like, I'm just about to put some shade cloth over my grapes, not for shade, but because the grapes are getting ripe and the birds will make a mess of them. I won't get any, and they don't really get any either. So, but this particular shade cloth is white, and it's 15% shade. Most of your shade cloth you see people use is around 60% shade, and it's black. So it's still enough that it still lets enough light through that the grapes will ripen up. And
planting under something, like planting the peppers with the tomatoes so they all create shade for each other?
Sure, that could work. Although peppers, they do like a lot of sun and a lot of heat. So we have landscape fabric on the south side there, and it gets pretty hot. And you know, the peppers, I haven't really been to anybody else's garden this year, but I think they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I saw some of these over here on this side. This looks awesome.
I had a little issue with my peppers. They started getting basic spots on them where they're starting to rot, almost like a blossom end rot on them.
Okay.
And have you had any of those issues?
I haven't seen that in peppers. The only thing that I've seen like that is if you get sun scald, it'll get a spot where that sun is, and it'll turn black, and then it'll kind of go bad. I don't know if you have direct sunlight, and that could be a problem.
What are these ones right here? There's like red and orange and green and... You see them? Oh, and over here too. Oh, look pretty.
So like this is sunburn on your pepper. Are you seeing anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's sunburn.
So mine's starting out like this, and then it's getting to the point where we figure we got to harvest, salvage what we can, and then the rest of it's just...
A lot of times, as long as you're not causing a mold problem, like no mold is getting in here, it's still growing. Once you harvest it, as long as you like eat it the same day, you can cut this out. Check inside to make sure there's no mold in there. But usually you can cut stuff out like that and still utilize it. I've never really seen this type of burn on your hot chilies though. It's more of the sweeter chilies.
Right, that's the issue that I'm having it on, is a lot of my sweet peppers, they're starting to get those marks. Last year I had an issue with the bell peppers, and we had to adjust a little bit on the calcium. So I went through, basically did the eggshell calcium on there, and then that solved that. But now my some of the longer, sweeter peppers, they're starting to get a bit of that, and I can see where they're at, where it would be more of a sunburn. So thinking maybe we're gonna have to invest in some shade cloth.
That's my folks' place over there, and that's their raspberries by their just west of their greenhouse. And they've got essentially the same shade cloth that I'm going to use on my grapes, except they put 2 layers on. So it seems like to me that your shade cloth in the white is a lot cooler than in a black. And you see their blueberries there covered as well along the back of the warehouse and that tunnel. And that keeps the birds from eating all their blueberries. And it still provides enough sun for, everything to get the amount of sun it needs.
Well, that's all I have for this video. Bang around that bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos come out. Call us on the hotline if you have comments or questions and want to be featured in an upcoming video. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Check us out on the website, and we'll see you guys on the next one.